Let's just dive right in. Today, in this explainer, we are unpacking the mind-bending secrets of the absolute largest, most mysterious creatures to ever dominate our oceans.
The sense of scale down there is just staggering. I mean, think about the modern blue whale. It hits a massive 200 tons. To put that into perspective, you're looking at the weight of roughly 30 elephants. It easily holds the crown as the single largest animal to ever exist on this planet.
Yeah, even the infamous prehistoric megalodon, that absolute nightmare of a shark that could literally bite an orca in half, tapped out at around 80 feet. Today's 100-foot blue whale still totally dwarfs it.
But hey, if we're talking about sheer length, scientists recently sent deep-sea cameras off the coast of Australia and bumped into this bizarre, string-like siphonophore, stretching a mind-bending 46 meters long. That is nearly twice the length of a blue whale, which is just insane.
Section 1. Giants of the Deep. Fueling the Ocean's Titans. So, how do these impossible behemoths actually fuel bodies that size? Well, this perfectly illustrates the wild diversity of oceanic diets. You've got blue whales engulfing whole clouds of microscopic krill, orcas using highly coordinated pack hunting strategies, and then there's the elusive colossal squid, pulling off deep-sea ambushes with its tentacles.
Honestly, filter feeders rely on some truly extreme biology. Take the giant basking shark, for example. This guy filters 4 million pounds of water every single hour, and it actually relies on a massive, fat-filled liver, making up a quarter of its entire body weight, just to maintain its buoyancy.
Moving on to Section 2, Engineering a Leviathan, Surviving the 2-kilometer Dive.
Okay, what's incredibly fascinating here is how they handle the pressure. To pull off a 2-kilometer dive to hunt giant squids, the sperm whale draws cold water through its nasal passages to cool this specialized fat in its head called spermaceti. It hardens, literally turning the whale's head into a sinking anvil. This step-by-step biological sequence is nothing short of an evolutionary marvel. Once they hit 100 meters, the rib cages intentionally collapse to push air out and completely avoid getting the bends. They divert blood flow, and their heart rate absolutely plummets from 60 down to a mere 10 beats per minute. So with their lungs completely empty of air, they obviously can't rely on normal breathing. Instead, they depend entirely on specialized myoglobin proteins that store oxygen directly right in their dark red, pitch-black muscle tissue. That biological hack gives them a full 90 minutes to hunt in absolute darkness.
Section 3. Ancient and Alien Monsters, Horrors of the Deep and the Dead.
Let's plunge even further back into our prehistoric past, because paleontology is still actively unearthing actual marine nightmares. Tracking this timeline, from a mystery jaw fragment in 2016 to an 11-year-old literally stumbling on the next piece on a beach in 2020, researchers finally pieced together the massive monster of Lilstock.
And this thing was terrifying. It was a slender, fast-swimming Triassic titan that stretched up to 30.5 meters long. It had jaw muscles so powerful it could unhinge its mouth a full 90 degrees, basically allowing it to devour virtually anything in the ancient oceans.
Jumping back to modern terrors, we got to distinguish between two heavyweights lurking in the abyss. You have the giant squid, which claims the title for the longest species at 14 meters, versus the colossal squid, which takes the crown as the heaviest invertebrate on Earth, weighing in at a massive 450 kilograms. Living far beyond the reach of sunlight, these squids have evolved eyes the size of literal basketballs, the biggest in the entire animal kingdom. The colossal squid even has built-in biological light-emitting organs that act like high-beam headlights to pierce right through the Antarctic depths.
And the deep ocean is teeming with even more bizarre entities. We're talking 8-meter bigfin squids with eerie right-angle elbow tentacles, the giant oarfish that people have feared as a deep-sea omen for centuries, totally alien 20-armed feather stars, and Greenland sharks with toxic flesh that casually live for 270 years.
Section 4. Measuring Modern Titans. Drones, Data, and Discovery.
So, the crucial point here is, how exactly do scientists weigh a leviathan without dragging it out of the water? Well, researchers down in Argentina developed a brilliant, non-invasive workaround. They launch a drone, capture highly precise aerial photos, and then crunch the length, width, and height to compute a super-accurate 3D body volume and mass. This data is an absolute game changer. Getting these exact weights lets biologists measure the energetic needs and impacts of chronic stress. Plus, if a whale gets dangerously entangled in fishing gear, rescue teams now know exactly how much sedative to administer without accidentally overdosing them.
What's really cool is how conservation groups like Follow link this data directly to the public. By offering tracking bracelets that follow actual wild animals, everyday people can get involved and directly fund the ongoing research we need to keep these giants thriving.
With all these mind-bending discoveries happening right now, it really leaves you wondering, right? If we just recently bumped into a 46-meter creature hiding in the dark, what other impossible monster is just waiting down in those unexplored trenches to be found next? Thanks for tuning into this explainer, and stay curious.